Well, this will be part 2 and probably the final part. I was starting to discuss Vite from the Watchmen there and what a D-bag he is. Realized I didn't even take a hoot in my first video, and that makes it a lot harder to think. Now, as I was saying, it comes back to that Batman argument about could he help Gotham more just by using his money rather than, being a superhero? Or in Vite's case, going from being a superhero to even being a villain. It makes me think of Doctor Doom, who wanted to take over the world to save it. Even his aspiration seems more honorable than just trying to attack everyone and make them think that they're all under such a great threat and they must unite. And then say that you save the world like it's not just another temporary solution, probably even worse than any of the other ones. But no, he's just... Okay, this is another thing that goes back and forth between the motion comic and the movie, one being better than the other one doing other things better. What the motion comic did better was actually explaining what the fuck his deal was. Vite was actually someone who believed he was... Oh, let's back up. Vite basically became a superhero because he ate a ball of hash and tripped out. I'm not fucking kidding. That is totally in the motion comic. He saw all the ages go by him, and he realized that he was the reincarnation of Alexander the Great. Yeah. But no, they didn't feel the need to tell us that in the movie, but I mean, there's a lot of shit in the movie. I think the movie's still really fucking long. And yeah, the motion comic is like 10 fucking hours or 5 hours. I don't even know how long. But fucking, yeah, he thought he was Alexander the Great. In the motion comic, it ends pretty similarly. Except, he just goes and goes upstairs and like, oh, I need to meditate. I just, like, fucked everybody up and got them all to unite. I'm gonna go meditate. Nobody can touch him. And then Dr. Manhattan's like, I'm gonna go create life somewhere. And he might even said something like that in the movie. I don't remember. I don't give a fuck what Dr. Manhattan did after he blew up Rorschach. He can just go fuck himself. Although, that's not a beautiful moment. That whole moment where Rorschach asks Dr. Manhattan to kill him. Like, first first defiantly, like, do it, like, I dare you. But then it's more, do it, end this. That's what I like a lot better about fucking the movie, because at the end of the motion comic, Night Owl and whatever the fuck her name is, the Silk Spectre, or Latex Spectre, whatever, they're having sex again, and she just makes reference into maybe becoming the female version of the comedian. Where I think I need a mask and a gun. And that doesn't really, like, it's kind of like just a full circle. She might become, what did her mother say to her? The comedian was a parody of the viciousness of humanity. Or something like that. Like, he was a parody of humanity itself. All the bad things. I think that's kind of the idea, that the comedian is kind of the Joker if he had been a hero instead of a villain. Like, he's still not a very nice guy, but he just has that sadistic sense of humor. Life is a fucking joke. Joker never really says that. Well, he kind of does. Sometimes he does. Joker changes a lot. There's a lot fewer versions of the comedian to work with. There's really only the two, like the comic and the movie. But, yeah, back to Vite there and how the ending was way better in the movie is because fucking Night Owl comes in. He just starts pounding fucking Vite's face. Kind of pissed me off because it's like he wanted him to fight and he wouldn't fight him. And earlier on in the movie, he had beat the shit out of this gangster because they had killed his mentor. And this Vite would have killed his mentor anyways. Okay, even if those guys, I never even realized this until just fucking now, even if those gangsters hadn't come and, like, smashed the old Night Owl to death, everyone was gonna die anyways. Everyone in New York fucking died, but yet Night Owl didn't fucking feed Vite his teeth. Like, that's what was better. He did punch him a little bit, because at the end of the fucking motion comic, they didn't even fucking talk to him after that. And my favorite change is just the way they tell him off. Because the comic didn't really address it, and I felt like kind of accepted it. But the movie really seemed almost disgusted with the end of the comic and changed it. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but that's my opinion. Where Vite is going to do the same thing he did in the motion comic, where it's like, oh, I did it. I saved the world. And Night Owl's just about to leave on his ship, and he just turns back with, disgust, and it's, you didn't save the world, you perverted it. And he did. And Dr. Manhattan helped him. And the comedian, even though he was like a sick son of a bitch, he knew that it was wrong. That's how he almost comes in being the least of the three evils, because, like, he killed people in Vietnam. So did Dr. Manhattan. And then later he claimed he had no responsibility to it. I'm sure the comedian, on some level, knew what he was doing was wrong. That's just my opinion. But Dr. Manhattan gave Vite the technology to kill everybody. And then he didn't even blow him up. Because you gotta realize, Vite is just as much of a security risk as Rorschach, except nobody else was saying they were gonna go reveal it except for Rorschach. And so he killed him. That's why Dr. Manhattan sucks. Comedian sucks just basically for being a douchebag, Vite sucks for basically just getting away for it. Like, Dr. Manhattan could have easily stopped him, but just totally didn't, just, like, lets him go. Like, yeah, sure, he wasn't gonna, like, reveal that he, like, did everything and, not make the plan fall apart, but it wouldn't have hurt the plan at all if Dr. Manhattan fucking blew him up. But no, Dr. Manhattan doesn't care, because humanity doesn't matter. Comedian's already dead. Night Owl just wanted to punch him a few times. I don't know. This sucks. That's just it. It's a good story told with some shitty characters. But they're, like, flawed, It's like Rorschach. He's kind of a douche too, but I don't really consider him. I consider only those three characters the real douches of the movie. But Rorschach is just like a really fucking judgmental guy. But when it comes down to it, he, like he says, no compromises, like, there's no bribes, or, like, there's no situation where you can make him do the wrong thing. He has a very pretty violent definition sometimes of what the right thing might be, but no compromises. We're not gonna cover up the mass murder of, like, millions and millions of people just so people, because it doesn't even make sense in the movie, because they fucking changed that. Because, like I said, if it's an alien, then it's like, oh, everyone's united against an outside threat, but when you make it so they made it look like Dr. Manhattan did it, it doesn't fucking make sense, because then everyone would be like, America made Dr. Manhattan, so this is their fault. Or let's try to make another Dr. Manhattan, you know, because it was something that was done before. And I don't know. They kind of fucked up a little bit with the storyline. Because, like I say, the alien makes it make a lot more sense. Also, there was this other sideline thing where they were, like, capturing artists and maybe scientists and stuff. It was a really complicated story, but I liked how they streamlined that a little bit. But, oh yeah, Vight's also a douchebag for killing the hitman, too. Because it's like, yeah, go in there and, like, shoot at me, but don't, like, try to kill me. And then he just, like, murders them. And that bothers me because you see what a good fighter he is at the beginning of the movie, and then you basically just see him just get force-fed a fucking pill later on. I don't know, that kind of sucks. So yeah, good movie told with assholes. Movie is way ahead of its time.